And most hated actors of 2023 and the reasons why. Get ready to dive into the shocking world of glitz, glam, and controversy with our explosive countdown of 10 most hated actors of 2023. From jaw-dropping accusations to personal scandals that rocked the headlines, we're unveiling the dark side of the stars you thought you knew. These aren't just rumors, they're the scandals and misdeeds that turned public adoration into outrage. Prepare to be astonished as we reveal the actors who found themselves embroiled in the year's most sensational controversies. Jada Pinkett Smith. The incident where Will Smith struck Chris Rock at the Oscars became an extensively discussed controversy, capturing headlines for several weeks. Many hold Will accountable for reacting violently, yet there's more complexity to this narrative than is widely recognized. Jada Pinkett Smith, Will's spouse, was visibly upset by a jest made by Chris Rock at the Oscars, mocking her appearance with a G.I. Jane reference. Given her struggles with alopecia, a condition leading to significant hair loss, her reaction is somewhat understandable. Nevertheless, most would agree that brushing off a solitary quip from a comedian during such a public affair is the more common response. However, Jada's reaction to her husband post-joke, a grave look suggesting he should intervene, hints at a deeper dynamic. While Will initially found the joke amusing, he chose to placate his wife by confronting Chris Rock on stage with a slap. It seems clear that this is the outcome Jada desired, but it begs the question of her endorsement of such actions. The underlying issues in their relationship may shed light on her behavior during the Oscars event. Jada Pinkett Smith emerged as a star in the 90s, captivating audiences in films like Set It Off and Menace to Society, while also venturing into business with her fashion label, Maya. In addition to her rising career and entrepreneurial endeavors, Jada cultivated a significant friendship with famed rapper Tupac Shakur, even going as far as using her own resources to help him out of a legal bind. Alongside these accomplishments, Jada's personal life blossomed when she and Will Smith began a romantic relationship toward the late 90s, culminating in marriage on December 31, 1997. Jada was firm in her conviction about their union, determined to prioritize it above all else, even to the extent of sacrificing her career, as she declared, "I will throw away my career before I let it break up our marriage." However, their idyllic union began to show signs of turbulence as time progressed. In 2013, Jada's remarks raised eyebrows and sparked speculation when she appeared to imply an unusual level of openness in their marriage. She stated that she had told Will, "You can do whatever you want as long as you can look at yourself in the mirror and be okay." Many interpreted this as a hint that they were engaging in extramarital affairs, a notion that both Will and Jada ardently refuted. In June 2020, the rapper August Alsina went public with claims of an intimate relationship with Jada Pinkett Smith, which she initially vehemently denied. Yet as corroborating evidence mounted, she conceded to having been involved with him. Moreover, in 2021, Will Smith himself acknowledged that their marriage diverged from traditional norms. Infidelity and misleading the media understandably draws public criticism, but Jada's perceived unfavorable public persona isn't solely the result of these revelations. A social media post highlighted another incident, revealing Will's account of the elaborate efforts he put into planning Jada's 40th birthday. Despite organizing the elaborate celebration over 3 years with a complete support team, when the moment came, Jada disparaged the event as nothing more than a grandiose display of Will's ego. The thought of dedicating years to orchestrate a birthday celebration for one's spouse, only to have it criticized on the day, is difficult to fathom. The commentary further elaborated, not to mention she openly admits to cheating on him and how she never wanted to marry him and was forced to marry him. Expressing such sentiments publicly is to many astonishing. While Will Smith may contend with negative media attention, Jada's behaviors, perceived as self-centered, have not endeared her to people within or outside of the Hollywood community. Ellen DeGeneres. For those who think Jada Pinkett Smith receives a lot of negative attention, they may find the public's view of Ellen DeGeneres even more striking. DeGeneres, often criticized for portraying herself as a victim while enjoying a life of privilege, has faced backlash not due to criminal scandals, but for her demeanor. Behind the scenes of the Ellen DeGeneres show, Ellen was accused of acting unprofessionally and aggressively toward her staff, leading to a significant controversy in 2020. At that time, numerous complaints surfaced about a work environment that was not only toxic, but also allegedly racially insensitive. Additionally, it was reported that Ellen would often lose her temper and berate her employees off-camera, casting a shadow over her off-screen persona. Beyond these off-camera issues, Ellen's conduct during the show also stirred controversy, further impacting her public image. In addition to claims about a fraught workplace, Ellen DeGeneres' popularity suffered from her on-air behavior, which some viewers found objectionable. There were instances where Ellen seemed to exhibit a patronizing or outright dismissive attitude towards her interviewees, coupled with moments that suggested she wasn't genuinely connected or aware of how she came across. An interaction from a 2015 interview stands out, where Dakota Johnson corrected Ellen for claiming she hadn't invited the actress to a party. Ellen insisted she had extended an invitation, despite this being inaccurate, and her response was perceived as discourteous and somewhat belittling. It's generally advisable to avoid addressing guests in such a manner, yet this episode pales in comparison to Ellen's approach to Mariah Carey during a 2008 segment. Confronted with speculation around her pregnancy, Mariah preferred not to comment. Ignoring typical talk show etiquette, Ellen didn't move past the subject, but instead pressured Mariah with a live on-air toast proposition involving champagne, saying, "No, let's toast to you not being pregnant." This public gambit put Mariah in the position to inadvertently disclose her pregnancy, something she intended to keep private. The situation grew even more distressing when it became known that Mariah experienced a miscarriage shortly after this deeply uncomfortable interview. Ellen DeGeneres' tendency to delve into the personal affairs of others certainly raised eyebrows, especially when she took such inquisitions into the public arena of her live TV show. In addition to such awkward interview moments, Ellen faced criticism for her comments made during the 2020 pandemic lockdowns. She notably posted a controversial tweet in which she likened her lockdown experience to incarceration. This remark struck many as grossly insensitive, considering Ellen resided in a lavish multi-million-dollar estate, complete with all the conveniences and comforts one could desire, a stark contrast to the actual conditions of imprisonment. Such remarks only serve to amplify perceptions of Ellen as unsympathetic and detached from the everyday realities faced by most people, including those actually in prisons. It's little wonder that actions perceived as disconnected from the real-world struggles of many led to an increase in unfavorable opinions towards Ellen DeGeneres. Elon Musk, the visionary behind Tesla and the current proprietor of Twitter, has become a polarizing figure, despite maintaining a strong cohort of fervent admirers who stand by his entrepreneurial ventures and decisions. A particular avid supporter described him as being both a genius and a fool, highlighting Musk's knack for pioneering ventures that are worth billions while simultaneously inciting uproar through provocative tweets and remarks during interviews. Moreover, his skepticism towards recent medical responses to a globally recognized pandemic has drawn significant criticism. His personal life, too, has invited scrutiny, particularly his romantic entanglements, some of which have occurred within his business sphere and during his marriage. Notably, accusations surfaced in 2017 alleging Musk had an affair with Amber Heard, and he was reported to have fathered twins in July 2022 with a Neuralink employee, despite being involved with another woman at the same time. The assortment of Musk's interactions with women, coupled with a string of disputes associated with Tesla, have led to the tech mogul facing legal action in 24 distinct lawsuits. Additionally, he found himself embroiled in a legal altercation with a flight attendant in May 2022, which was resolved when Musk agreed to a $250,000 settlement in exchange for the attendant's silence. Musk has alleged that the reporting on this matter was a politically motivated attempt to discredit him. However, this perspective doesn't seem widely shared among the general populace, as evidenced by the reaction he received during an appearance at one of Dave Chappelle's performances where the audience greeted him with prolonged booing. Beyond his legal and workplace controversies, Musk's reputation took a hit due to his public statements regarding his daughter, who transitioned and chose no longer to be identified with her male birth name. Musk's reaction to this news, suggesting it was influenced by educational propaganda, was poorly received and strained his relationship with his daughter. By 2022, his daughter had opted to legally drop the surname Musk in favor of Wilson, indicating her desire to distance herself from her father. While Musk might be celebrated for his technological breakthroughs and contributions, his paternal relationships tell a different story, one that won't be earning him accolades for his role as a father. Amy Schumer. Amy Schumer's journey to stardom unfolded during the 2010 S, with initial appearances on platforms such as NBC and Comedy Central, eventually culminating in her securing a Netflix special as a stand-up comedian. Unfortunately for Schumer, while she proved adept at securing opportunities with major television networks, her comedic style did not resonate equally well with all audiences. A segment of viewers began to express their weariness of Schumer's consistent presence across various media outlets. One particularly harsh critique of her comedic endeavors bluntly stated, "The only thing remotely funny about her is her failed career as a comedian," encapsulating a sentiment shared by a number of individuals who have grown to disfavor her comedic output, despite no legal missteps on her part. Beyond the criticisms concerning her humor, Amy Schumer faced more serious accusations that significantly contributed to her controversial reputation. 3 female comedians came forward alleging that Schumer had plagiarized jokes from their routines, an accusation that gained traction and prompted further scrutiny. Internet users began to uncover additional instances where Schumer appeared to have appropriated material from other well-known comedians, including Ellen DeGeneres and John Mulaney. Particularly audacious was the incident where Schumer repeated one of the alleged plagiarized jokes directly to Ellen DeGeneres on her own show. Schumer quipped, "I'm very old school. I think guys should always pay on the first date for sex," a line strikingly similar to a joke made by Wendy Liebman 2 decades earlier during her stand-up, where she said, "Maybe I'm old-fashioned, but I like it when the guy pays for sex. I mean, that's just me." This bold act of alleged joke theft notably intensified the backlash against Schumer. If you like this video, please leave a number 9 in the comments below. James Corden. James Corden has become notorious for 2 main reasons: his involvement in poorly received films and a perceived negative demeanor. This was highlighted during a tense exchange with Patrick Stewart at a public event following the Glamour Awards. Stewart reprimanded Corden for his lackadaisical behavior on stage, saying, "When the presenters are up here, and when the recipients are receiving their awards, don't stand at the back of the stage with your hands in your pockets, looking around as though you wished you were anywhere but here." Corden's retort emphasized his regret if his demeanor seemed indifferent, further jabbing at Stewart by commenting on the critical and commercial failure of Cats, a film in which Corden starred, suggesting that Stewart's most memorable film role, being in Cats, indicated a career issue. Corden's role as the host of The Late Late Show places him in a constant spotlight, though not everyone views this visibility positively. Critics and viewers alike have labeled him as not funny, pointing to his influential connections as the reason for his continued presence in significant entertainment roles. This critique is sharpened by observations from a portion of the audience who finds his humor lacking, suggesting a disconnect between the host and the expectations of comedy show audiences. James Corden's off-camera behavior has further tainted his reputation, with numerous reports of him being difficult in everyday situations. These negative stories gained more traction during a botched Reddit AMA, Ask Me Anything, where his character was questioned. However, the incident that caused the most uproar was the Balthazar scandal. This episode unfolded when the proprietor of Balthazar, a renowned restaurant, decided to prohibit Corden from patronizing the establishment due to his exceedingly unpleasant attitude towards the staff. Corden was accused of threatening and harshly reproaching the waitstaff over minor culinary mistakes. This controversy escalated, culminating in widespread public disapproval and calls for Corden to relinquish his role as host of The Late Late Show. In response, Cordon made a public apology and announced his impending departure from the show as part of damage control. Although the ban from Balthazar was eventually lifted, mending his image with the public might take significantly longer. Alec Baldwin. No one desires their name to be associated with the shooting incident upon waking up, yet this was the reality Alec Baldwin faced. The actor, who gained popularity in the 1980s and is also recognized for his roles in The Boss Baby, Madagascar, and impersonations of DJT on SNL. Currently, though, Alec's name is synonymous with an unfortunate event from 2021 during Rust's filming. In what was supposed to be a rehearsal scenario involving gunplay, Alec discharged a revolver not knowing it was loaded, resulting in severe consequences, injuring one individual and fatally wounding another. This accident severely tarnished his career, leading him into 2 years of legal battles that hung serious criminal charges over his head. Nevertheless, the outcome for Alec wasn't as grim as it might have been. Charged with 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter in 2023, Alec was embroiled in legal proceedings for months, which concluded in April of the same year. A resolution was reached whereby, agreeing to a significant settlement for the victims' families, the charges against him were withdrawn. While this meant no confinement time for Alec, his reputation has significantly suffered due to this ordeal. Key tenets of gun safety include treating every firearm as if it's loaded and always performing checks on your weapon system personally. An individual experienced with firearms pointed out that Alex failed at this basic safety and his negligence resulted in a woman's demise. Adam Sandler. A useful hint for aspiring actors. Avoid accepting every film offer that comes your way, particularly if the projects don't resonate with you. This approach, not adopted by Adam Sandler, gradually eroded his acclaim among audiences. Predominantly cast in comedic and light-hearted roles, Adam also ventured into numerous films that were critically panned for their poor quality. As one observer noted, his current movies just seem like he does it for the money and doesn't care about the quality of the film, a sentiment that's blatantly obvious to many. While Adam may not be facing grave consequences from this strategy, prioritizing financial gain over artistic integrity has caused a significant portion of fans to grow weary of seeing him in new projects. When directly confronted by an individual criticizing his choices face-to-face too bluntly, possibly crossing lines, Adams's instant reaction was physically lashing out at them through a slap across their face, a moment leaving some pondering whether such actions were warranted or not. Amber Heard. Amber Heard is not the first actress to see her reputation suffer inside a courtroom, though hers was an uncommon scenario. She wasn't there to face charges. Instead, she was the one initiating legal action against former spouse Johnny Depp. The lawsuit led to mutual accusations of slander and resulted in financial penalties for both and unfavorable press coverage. The trial featured outlandish moments, including attempts by Amber's attorney to spar with a witness on the record. "I'm not seeking any 15-minute chair. You're welcome to speculate. I could say the same thing by taking Amber Heard as a client for you." More damaging than these court antics were leaks about their tumultuous relationship, which painted them poorly, particularly Amber, after tales emerged like one where she amplified an altercation by defiling their shared bed. This incident, one among several unsavory revelations, contributed largely towards deterring public opinion against her, cascading into events that culminated with her divorce from Johnny in May 2016. If you like this video, please leave a number 9 in the comments below. Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby's name, once beloved as a hallmark of American television due to his role on The Cosby Show, has drastically shifted into infamy. This change was propelled by accusations and incidents of sexual misconduct that surfaced after comedian Hannibal Buress highlighted Cosby's past questionable behavior towards black people in a stand-up routine. Following this exposure, the number of women coming forward with accusations against Bill surged dramatically, unveiling what appeared to be recurrent misconduct by the actor. His career took an irreversible hit in 2018 when he was found guilty of aggravated indecent assault for actions decidedly unbecoming of the wholesome image he once projected. The aftermath saw his shows being removed from airing on TV networks, and led public figures who had previously revered him to distance themselves from someone they had considered America's dad. Despite numerous disliked actors across the globe, Bill Cosby's fall from grace is notably dramatic. A slight solace came when legal complexities facilitated his release from prison in June 2021. Though legally free these days might find solace beyond bars, but far away indeed, are those days where America treasured him among its favorite father figures. Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey was celebrated for his portrayal of the sharp-witted and morally duplicitous politician Frank Underwood in House of Cards, a man who presents as respectable in public but leads a corrupt life behind closed doors. While audiences relished Frank's complexities, drawing parallels between the character and Kevin himself wasn't widespread until scandal struck. In 2017, multiple allegations of sexual assault surfaced against Spacey, casting a long shadow over his career and personal life. These accusations not only brought about legal troubles for Kevin, but also signaled the end of his tenure in acting. Mirroring his infamous role as Frank Underwood to some extent, Spacey found himself stepping away from the spotlight to embark on new ventures beyond acting amidst controversy. Following his departure from acting, Kevin Spacey turned to creating YouTube videos filled with enigmatic content. The atmosphere surrounding these productions took on a darker tone as several individuals who had accused him met untimely and tragic ends. Such occurrences have fueled speculation about possible underlying factors at play beyond mere coincidence. Furthermore, one of the significant legal battles against Spacey concluded with his acquittal. This outcome was influenced by a mix of absent evidence and courtroom drama, highlighted by an incident where the father of a key witness narrowly avoided being cited for contempt by the judge. This series of events has only added to the complex narrative surrounding Kevin Spacey in recent years. Shia LaBeouf. Shia LaBeouf, widely recognized for his motivational Do It video and roles in the Transformers franchise, along with hosting SNL in 2007, has encountered his fair share of controversies over the years. Initially, he faced significant criticism for multiple allegations of plagiarism related to film scripts. These accusations prompted public outcry until Shia reversed course by extending a public apology through social media platforms. Furthermore, an ex-girlfriend accused him of emotional abuse, a serious charge that has led to a legal battle still unresolved as of 2023. Shia LaBeouf might also be recalled for his peculiar ventures into performance art, one noted example being the He Will Not Divide Us initiative. During this event, Shia positioned himself in a public area to repetitively vocalize the mentioned phrase. This act not only led to altercations with onlookers who either came to spectate or express dissent, but also left others feeling uneasy or simply bemused. Such actions did little to favor Shia's popularity and contributed towards a perception of him as unpredictable and prone to sporadic behavior. Following the conclusion of He Will Not Divide Us in 2021, LaBeouf has undertaken significant personal transformations. Notably, embracing Catholicism implies his commitment toward reshaping his life distinctly from earlier controversies that shadowed him, to decidedly close that chapter and move forward positively. Armie Hammer. Armie Hammer was once a prominent figure in Hollywood, known for his dual role through digital effects in The Social Network and lending his voice to the antagonist in Cars 3. However, Armie's off-screen antics were quite unusual, even considering the eccentricities often seen in Hollywood. Initially, his oddities were confined to social media antics, such as sharing a clip featuring a woman in undergarments on his Instagram. The situation quickly intensified. By January 2021, he faced serious accusations of sexual misconduct, and shortly thereafter, text messages surfaced where he expressed cannibalistic fantasies reminiscent of Hannibal Lecter. This scandal effectively ended his acting career, leading to a cascade of lost roles and the departure of his publicist. Despite the turmoil and the nature of his messages, Armie has managed to steer clear of any jail time or criminal charges related to the explicit texts sent to various women, at least for the moment. Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. Transitioning from a role on television series like Suits to becoming a bona fide British royal is an extraordinary journey that Meghan Markle embarked upon following her marriage to Prince Harry in 2018. Her new status brought about not just a radical change in career paths, but also intense media scrutiny far beyond anything she experienced as an actress. Aspects of Meghan's background, including cultural differences and her mixed-race heritage, became points of contention within royal circles and among the public, positioning her as a divisive figure. Despite sharing candidly about these challenges, even working on a documentary concerning them, critics such as Chris Rock remark that facing adversity isn't unbeknownst for someone joining the royals. Moreover, others have bristled at Meghan's frankness regarding political matters, which contravenes traditional expectations for members of UK royalty, typically abstaining from political discourse. Amid the tumult and the scrutiny, Meghan chose to renounce her royal responsibilities in January 2020, adopting a less conspicuous presence subsequently. This move has led some to label her as hypocritical. They point out contradictions like advocating for environmental conservation while simultaneously traveling via private jets, or criticizing the royal establishment despite having profited in fame and financial gain from it. Accusations have also surfaced portraying Meghan as someone who uses her privileged status for sympathy, while allegations of mistreatment towards staff members during her time within the royal household have further complicated public perception of her actions. Oprah Winfrey. In 2024, several controversies and public criticisms have swept over Oprah Winfrey, further straining her public image. A significant factor contributing to the backlash is her associations with various controversial figures, including the likes of Dr. Oz, Deepak Chopra, and notably, Harvey Weinstein. Critics argue that Oprah's platform has occasionally served to legitimize individuals accused of promoting harmful pseudoscience or who have been embroiled in sexual abuse scandals. Additionally, perceptions of hypocrisy have marred Oprah's public persona. Critics highlight the disconnect between her public advocacy for body positivity and her own personal struggles with weight. Labeling it as a form of hypocrisy, Oprah's opulent lifestyle, marked by extravagant homes and the use of private jets, has also drawn ire from those who view it as flaunting her wealth in the face of socio-economic disparities affecting her audience base. Controversial remarks made by Oprah, such as her comments on spoiled American children and her views on atheism, have further fueled public resentment. Despite her substantial philanthropic efforts, some detractors argue that more should be done to rectify the harm brought by figures she has supported and to offer apologies for her past mistakes. Moreover, in reflecting upon Oprah's interview tactics, which were once standard, there's growing criticism regarding their sensitivity and appropriateness by today's standards. A recent episode that has sparked considerable controversy involves Oprah and Dwayne Johnson in Maui, as reported by several outlets in June 2024, highlighting the complexities of celebrity, philanthropy, and the expectations placed on public figures. Despite the criticisms, it's vital to acknowledge that opinions on Oprah are polarized, with a significant portion of the public continuing to admire her achievements and contributions to various causes. Sean Combs. In 2024, Sean "Diddy" Combs found himself at the center of considerable controversy, significantly damaging his public standing and inciting widespread disapproval. His image has been marred by numerous serious allegations, contributing to a dramatic downfall in his reputation. Firstly, Combs has been accused by multiple women of sexual assault and abuse, with allegations spanning from the 1990s to as recent as 2023. The accusers include his ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura, among others, who have initiated lawsuits against him, claiming he raped and physically abused them. These accusations have led to a substantial public outcry against Combs. Adding to the gravity of the situation, in March 2024, Combs's homes in Los Angeles and Miami were raided by Homeland Security agents as part of a sex trafficking inquiry. His attorney denounced the raids as an excessive show of force and labeled the entire investigation as a witch hunt. This federal investigation has further tainted Combs's reputation, with many viewing the allegations with serious concern. Former employees have also come forward, alleging that Combs created a toxic work environment and engaged in workplace abuse, complicating matters further. Additionally, Combs's history is littered with previous instances of violence, legal issues, and arrests, alongside a 1999 shooting incident at a club with then-girlfriend Jennifer Lopez, painting a picture of a man frequently in conflict with the law. A 2024 lawsuit by music producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones has accused Combs of sexually assaulting him, compelling him to procure sex workers, and involving him in illegal activities related to drugs and sex. These accusations have shocked many, contributing to the chorus of voices decrying Combs' actions. As Forbes, CNN, Vibe, Los Angeles Times, and several other media outlets report, federal investigators are preparing to bring Combs' accusers before a federal grand jury, signaling a pivotal moment in the investigation into the allegations against him. With each revelation, the public's disdain for Combs has deepened, making it clear that his path towards redemption, if possible, will be a difficult one. Chris Brown. The disdain for Chris Brown continues to be severe in 2024, with multiple factors fueling the negative sentiment towards him. The origins of the animosity date back to the 2009 incident where Brown brutally assaulted his then-girlfriend Rihanna, an act of domestic violence that left her with visible injuries and sent shockwaves through the public. Despite the years passing, the incident remains a dark cloud over Brown's career, with many feeling that his apologies at the time and since then have lacked sincerity. Brown's public demeanor, which has often been perceived as arrogant and unapologetic, further exacerbates the ill will towards him. He has consistently engaged in public feuds with critics and other artists, and such behavior has only reinforced the perception of him as defiant and unrepentant. A troubling pattern of violence and legal troubles, including other assaults, threats with a firearm, and confrontations with the police, has established a narrative of repeated misconduct. Beyond the infamous incident with Rihanna, Brown has faced allegations of abuse, assault, and threats from other women, such as Karrueche Tran, as well as accusations of a violent incident where he allegedly caused a woman's weave to fall out through physical aggression. Adding to the litany of claims, multiple women have accused him of sexual assault, which has led to him being under scrutiny in a federal sex trafficking investigation in 2024. The most notable controversy surrounding Brown in 2024, as reported by sources like Billboard, Deadline, MSN, and Page Six, is his disinvitation from the NBA Celebrity All-Star Game, which has made headlines. This illustrates how Brown's past continues to impact his present opportunities and public relations. Compounded by comments made by figures like Jill Scott, as highlighted by Mass Live, there is an ongoing debate over the limits of audience forgiveness and when support for talent slips into complicity with abusive behavior. Kris Jenner. In 2024, Kris Jenner continues to be a polarizing figure, with several incidents contributing to the negativity surrounding her. She's perceived by many as manipulative, exploiting her influence and power within the Kardashian-Jenner family, which has led to public backlash. This perception is bolstered by her involvement in her children's business ventures and her aggressive management style, which some view as borderline exploitative. Critics accuse Jenner of insensitivity and lacking empathy, especially when dealing with issues beyond her immediate affluent environment. Her dismissive remarks about online trolls and critics have not helped the situation, as they seem to betray a lack of genuine understanding or accountability for the impact her actions and those of her family may have on societal issues and others' feelings. The Kardashian-Jenner brand has been embroiled in various business-related controversies, such as cultural appropriation and body shaming. Kris Jenner's role as the family matriarch and manager has drawn particular scrutiny, with allegations of exploiting her children's personal lives for financial gain, which echoes the broader concerns of her children being commodified for their reality TV empire. Besides, Jenner's personal life and actions continue to draw attention. A bizarre theory sparked by a video with her daughter Khloe Kardashian made headlines, as reported by Newsweek. Jenner's emotional breakdown in front of her family due to health concerns over a discovered cyst and tumor was featured in the new season of The Kardashians, which was covered by outlets like Mirror and Women's Health magazine, humanizing her to viewers while still leaving room for critics. Additionally, Jenner's venture from celebrity momager to church leader has raised eyebrows, detailed in a piece by Faithit. Her relationship with Corey Gamble, despite their age difference, was openly discussed in The Kardashians, suggesting her personal life is as much a topic of public discourse as her managerial role. Overall, Kris Jenner remains a central figure in celebrity culture, with her actions and the controversies surrounding her familial and business engagements continuing to stoke the fires of public division. In this whirlwind review of 2023's most controversial figures in film and TV, we've peeled back the velvet curtain to reveal the not-so-glamorous sides of Hollywood royalty. From courtroom dramas that cast a long shadow over reputations to social media scandals rocking fans worldwide, these stars have certainly sparked intense debates about celebrity culture and accountability. But should they be exiled from our screens entirely for their personal missteps? Now it's over to you. Should there be a hard line separating an artist's work from their personal controversies? Or do you believe in second chances? Dive into the comments section with your thoughts. Simply say yes for banning or no if you oppose. If discussions like this intrigue you, don't hesitate. Hit like on this video, subscribe to iconicinside, and click the notification bell so you never miss our next hot take on everything current in showbiz. 15 actors destroyed by drugs. Uncover the identity of which actor used electroshock therapy and delve into the compelling reasons behind it. This video will explore the harrowing tales of 15 actors whose lives were shattered by drug addiction. Charlie Sheen. A limited number of actors become synonymous with a single character quite like Charlie Sheen, whose standout performance in the CBS sitcom 2.5 Men earned him multiple accolades and a fortune. Sheen was celebrated by global audiences, though he may have made some questionable financial decisions. Sheen's entrance into the spotlight soon spiraled into a life filled with extravagant festivities and substance misuse. His initial attempt at rehabilitation was in 1998, but his battle with addiction persisted for several years to come. Furthermore, Sheen faced allegations of assault following a rumored incident with his spouse in December 2009, leading to another stint in rehab. Nevertheless, by October 2010, he was released and once again found himself amidst controversy. 5 years on, Charlie tested positive for HIV and made his diagnosis public. While this revelation did little to improve Charlie's already tarnished reputation, it did serve to heighten awareness about HIV among the general population. Since this announcement, Charlie has continued to be a figure of controversy, infamous for his extravagant parties and startling scandals. During a notorious roast in 2011, several comedians took turns skewering Charlie's sensational personal scandals and notorious party habits. Whether Charlie will ever overcome this remains to be seen. Make sure you stay tuned till the end to learn about a beloved actor whose life was cut short by substance abuse. If you thought Charlie Sheen's tale was wild, just wait for the next one, and remember to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on more incredible stories. Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson made his mark in Hollywood in the 1980s, rising to fame with a starring role in the 1981 movie Gallipoli. For 2 decades, he was a prominent figure in the acting world. Despite his success, his career took a hit due to several negative statements and personal issues. Throughout the 2000s, Mel remained relatively hidden from the public eye and had few job opportunities until he made a spectacular comeback as the director of the 2016 movie Hacksaw Ridge. However, during this period, Mel faced challenges he rarely discusses. He has openly confessed that he started drinking at 13 years old, which led to a history of alcohol-related incidents. His issues with alcohol first became notable in 1984 when Mel was prohibited from driving in Canada for 3 months following a drunk driving accident. He encountered legal trouble for drunk driving again in 2006, which resulted in 3 years probation. Despite these troubles, Mel's professional demeanor and timeliness on set remained well respected in Hollywood. Industry peers were astonished when he revealed his habit of drinking 5 pints of alcohol each morning. "Alcoholism is just something that my family struggles with," Mel opened up to the Hollywood Recovery Center, acknowledging his deep personal familiarity with the issue. Whitney Houston, renowned as the Voice. Whitney Houston's legacy as a distinguished singer and actress in the American entertainment industry is undeniable. With global record sales surpassing 200 million, her talent was unmistakable. Yet beneath the surface of her melodious achievements lay a tumultuous personal life. Whitney's struggles with addiction were long speculated, and in a candid 2009 conversation with Oprah Winfrey, she confronted these rumors head-on. Whitney acknowledged her use of marijuana along with more potent drugs, sharing her reasons for turning to these substances. When it gets to the stage where you just sit at home and try to cover what you don't want others to see, it hurts. That's when you take more, just so nobody has to see you cry. Furthermore, Whitney disclosed her efforts to seek help, revealing her stints in rehabilitation centers in 2003 and 2004. Despite her lifelong battle with addiction, Whitney's demise in 2012 was a sorrowful event. The post-mortem examination revealed the presence of alcohol and various drugs in her system, which presumably played a role in her premature death. Whitney's openness about her challenges not only marked her personal journey, but also served as a beacon of hope for many grappling with similar issues, illustrating the power of vulnerability and the impact of sharing one's story. Courtney Love. Courtney Love, the acclaimed singer and actress, has made an indelible impact on the realms of music and cinema over the last 4 decades, beginning in the 1980s. Her career achievements, however, were often overshadowed by her tumultuous union with legendary musician Kurt Cobain. Described by a Vanity Fair journalist as a strange love, their bond was nonetheless one of mutual devotion. Tragically, their shared commitment extended to heroin use, which began during their courtship and escalated, attracting negative media attention and causing severe health complications. The situation deteriorated further when Courtney was expecting and had to abruptly cease drug use for the well-being of their unborn child. The strain on their relationship intensified when allegations surfaced in the press, suggesting Courtney continued her drug use during pregnancy. Courtney has stated that these claims deeply affected Kurt's psychological state, contributing to his decision to end his life 2 years later. In the time since, Courtney has asserted that she has successfully managed her addiction, undergoing multiple rehab stints and enduring several probation breaches. She expresses confidence that her substance abuse days are behind her, despite a minor setback in 2018. The veracity of her assertion is yet to be confirmed. Lindsay Lohan. Lindsay Lohan soared to fame in Hollywood during the latter years of the 1990s and the early 2000s, only to quickly squander her rising star status with her notorious party lifestyle and a series of poor choices. Her roles in The Parent Trap and films like Freaky Friday had once made her highly sought after by producers. However, their eagerness cooled off upon hearing about her habit of attending late-night gatherings, particularly after several studio heads voiced their frustrations over Lindsay's tardiness or absence from film sets due to exhaustion. Post-2007, Lindsay found herself ostracized within the industry, and her personal struggles would drastically escalate. In the years following 2007, Lindsay faced a number of DUI charges related to her involvement in car accidents while under the influence. During one of her court appearances for a DUI charge, Lindsay admitted, "It is too clear to me. My life is out of control, and this is due to my addictions to drugs and alcohol." She went on to say, "I recently relapsed and made regrettable decisions. I want to be healthy and control my life again, which is the reason I asked for medical help to do this. I'll take these steps to fix my life, and I hope that with time, I can overcome these issues." Since leaving rehab in 2013, Lindsay appears to have turned a corner concerning her battle with substance abuse. However, her earlier frequent drug use had already done significant damage to both her career and personal relationships. Tara Reid. Tara Reid gained fame through her roles in films like American Pie and The Big Lebowski. Beyond her acting career, Tara has been featured in a plethora of magazines, including Rolling Stone, Cosmo Girl, and Playboy. Additionally, Tara ventured into the business world by opening her restaurant, Ketchup, and launching her own clothing line. However, alongside her business achievements, Tara struggled with several detrimental habits and lifestyle choices. In a candid interview, Tara revealed that she had undergone plastic surgery in 2006, which resulted in permanent harm to her body. Further compounding her health issues was her regular consumption of alcohol and other harmful substances. By 2008, Tara's struggles led her to seek help and enter a rehabilitation facility, a decision she later described as life-saving. "It was the greatest choice I ever made," she reflected on her rehab experience. "Rehab saved my life. Today, Tara continues to be a public figure. Although she acknowledges the irreversible impacts of her past substance misuse, she is committed to moving past them and focusing on her future. Because YouTube will prioritize interactive videos, please comment OK if you find this video interesting. Thank you, Britney Spears. Globally celebrated as pop royalty, Britney Spears became an icon through her influential music and acting, shaping the cultural landscape of the early 21st century. Her fight for autonomy, particularly her battle against conservatorship, gained significant attention, culminating in her release from it in 2021. Despite her fame and fortune, Britney's life was not without its shadows. In 2007, a revelation from a past collaborator exposed a hidden aspect of her life. The insider disclosed that by the time of his engagement in 2007, Britney had been battling drug addiction for half a decade. Her attempts at sobriety were fraught with challenges. Moreover, during the conservatorship, Britney was given stimulants like Adderall, which, according to Fernando Flores, a police officer who frequently encountered her, caused erratic behavior, including outbursts about alternate realities. Since regaining her freedom, Britney has made strides in recovery, yet the repercussions of her past substance misuse persist. River Phoenix. Joaquin Phoenix is widely recognized for his role in the 2019 film Joker. However, his older sibling River is not as well known. River took part in several moderately successful films during the 1980s and 90s, but these days, not many recall his contributions to acting. This lack of memory can largely be attributed to River's ongoing battle with drug addiction, a battle that would ultimately cost him everything precious to him. In June 1989, River's partnership with actress Martha Plimpton crumbled after she found out that River was engaging in drug use. Following this, River attempted to conceal his drug problems, worried that they might ruin his acting career. Unfortunately, River was so successful in hiding his issues that hardly anyone recognized the peril he was in. Without anyone stepping in or helping River get to a rehabilitation facility, his situation worsened. In October 1993, River succumbed to a drug overdose, tragically ending his life. Carrie Fisher. Carrie Fisher is celebrated globally for her iconic role as Princess Leia in the Star Wars saga. After the monumental success of these films, Carrie enjoyed a long career filled with a variety of acting roles and fame. However, Carrie's off-screen life had its struggles. During a conversation with Stephen Fry, Carrie opened up about her long battle with bipolar disorder. This mental health challenge led to severe mood swings and depression, which Carrie chose to address in harmful ways. To mitigate the impact of her bipolar disorder, Carrie turned to misusing drugs and prescription medication. In a discussion on Psychology Today, she confessed, "Drugs made me feel normal, emphasizing that they kept me keen." Beyond drug abuse for self-medication, Carrie also pursued electroconvulsive therapy in her attempts to manage her mental health condition. Despite these struggles not sabotaging her professional life, they nonetheless severely harmed her physical and mental well-being. Carrie's unhealthy choices contributed to various health issues, including sleep apnea and heart arteriosclerosis. These issues ultimately culminated in Carrie's tragic passing in December 2016, when she was only 60 years old. Reflecting on her mother's challenges, Carrie's daughter, Billie Lourd, expressed, "My mother struggled with drug addiction and mental issues her whole life," concluding, "In the end, she died from it." Nick Stahl. Nick Stahl's journey into the spotlight began with his childhood role in The Man Without a Face in 1993, followed by a series of television appearances. Beyond the screen, Nick's personal life flourished with his marriage to actress Rose Murphy in June 2009, though the relationship ended in divorce 3 years later due to Nick's erratic behavior. In May 2012, Nick's disappearance caused alarm, but it was soon revealed that he had checked himself into a rehabilitation facility. Later that year, Nick was found in a compromising situation with an adult film actress. While suspicions of drug influence arose, conclusive evidence was lacking. The situation escalated when, in June 2013, Nick was apprehended for methamphetamine possession in Hollywood. In a candid admission about his substance use, Nick stated, "I didn't discriminate," revealing a history of using various drugs to alter his state of mind. Having taken a break from acting, Nick is now making a comeback and aspires to revive his career in the industry. Errol Flynn. Lovers of Golden Age cinema often remember Errol Flynn with fondness. His memorable performances in The Adventures of Robin Hood and Captain Blood cemented his status as a symbol of elegance and suave romance. But away from the camera, Errol's life was markedly less glamorous. From the outset of his fame, Errol developed a notorious image as an excessive drinker, a habitual smoker, and a user of illegal drugs. In addition to his substance exploits, Errol frequently engaged in brief flings with young starlets at numerous social gatherings. His notorious pursuits of women culminated in accusations from 2 women who claimed Errol had coerced them. This became a high-profile case, and, despite being acquitted, his reputation suffered a severe blow. The actor's health deteriorated due to his addictions, leading to his untimely death in 1959 when he was just 50 years old. Michael Vincent. Michael Vincent embarked on his acting journey in the 1960s, and by the 80s, he had achieved major success with his role in the popular TV series Airwolf. His portrayal in Airwolf, along with earning a staggering $200,000 per episode, brought him widespread fame. However, Jan faced significant personal challenges off-screen that complicated his career trajectory. Following the conclusion of Airwolf, Jan disclosed his battle with drug addiction during the show's production and announced his intentions to seek assistance. He encountered legal troubles, being arrested 3 times for drug possession and faced charges of assault against his former wife. Additionally, Jan was involved in several bar altercations, leading to more assault charges. Ultimately, he entered rehabilitation in 1988. Post-rehab, the 1990s saw Jan involved in 3 car accidents, one nearly fatal and another causing severe injuries to his throat that permanently affected his voice. Despite these incidents, Jan did not alter his lifestyle and continued to face issues with substance abuse, legal troubles, and car accidents until his passing in February 2019 at 74 years old. Judy Garland. Judy Garland became a household name at a tender age through her iconic role as Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. Unlike her peers in the 1940s and 50s, Judy was immersed in the world of film legends instead of childhood play. Her remarkable talent was recognized with numerous accolades, including a Golden Globe, and she even made history as the first woman to win a Grammy Award. However, by the 1960s, Judy's star began to dim, leading up to her premature demise. A deeply guarded secret that Judy harbored throughout her life ultimately became her undoing. Her early rise to fame was a double-edged sword, exerting an enormous pressure that adversely affected her self-perception and mental well-being. Criticism from film professionals concerning Judy's appearance had a significant negative impact on her from a young age. To manage the mental hardships this provoked, she started using drugs, a decision that ultimately exacerbated her problems. Judy's dependency on alcohol and drugs took a toll on her career during the late 1950s and early 60s, coupled with leading her into severe financial issues and amassing considerable debt. Tragically, it was her addiction that led to her passing in June 1969. Despite the challenges that plagued her life and career due to substance misuse, Judy continued to be cherished by her family and fans worldwide. At Judy's memorial, famed actor James Mason noted Judy's unparalleled capacity to move people deeply, saying, "She gave so generously that there was never any currency which could repay her." Maek Fek. The Rainmaker, better known as Maek Fek, was a celebrated Nigerian songwriter and performer in the 1980s and 90s. He penned many unforgettable songs and collaborated with a lineup of stars, including Snoop Dogg, Michael Jackson, and Beyoncé. However, Maek encountered a troubled period in the 2000s and 2010s due to his battle with drugs. The revelation in 2015 that Maek was nearly destitute and grappling with drug dependency shocked fans globally. Images that made rounds in the press depicted him aged and incredibly gaunt, a consequence of severe drug misuse. Maek entered a rehabilitation facility that year to address his addictions. He managed to overcome his struggles and spent his remaining days creating music and cherishing moments with loved ones. Maek's life came to a close in June 2020 when he died at 57 years old. Because YouTube will prioritize interactive videos. Please comment OK if you find this video interesting. Thank you. DMX. In the 90s and early 2000s, DMX rose to prominence as one of the world's leading rappers and actors. His chart-topping tracks like Where the Hood At and X Gon' Give It To Ya became immediate classics and remain beloved hits to this date. DMX could have sustained his status as a rap legend, however. His personal struggles ultimately hindered his career and impacted his personal life. DMX's legal issues were numerous, yet his longest battle was with a specific drug, colloquially termed hard rock. DMX cited his introduction to the drug at the young age of 14, which led to a spiraling addiction that necessitated repeated stays in rehabilitation centers. With the birth of his child, DMX vowed to pursue sobriety, but a singular relapse led to a catastrophic outcome. DMX suffered an overdose from drugs, which resulted in his passing in April 2021 at 50 years old. Despite the battles with addiction throughout his life, DMX is remembered and revered as a hip-hop icon. McCauley Culkin. Macaulay Culkin's face is undeniably one of the most instantly recognized, having lit up the silver screen as the star of the beloved festive film Home Alone. Audiences from Florida to New York watched as the Home Alone series soared to incredible heights, along with other box office successes like Richie Rich. Culkin quickly became familiar to families everywhere, and the fame brought him financial rewards beyond his wildest dreams. Yet behind the delightful grin and on-screen mischief, Culkin was imperceptibly succumbing to the pressures of his fame. With a net worth reaching around $13 million, Macaulay took the dramatic step of legally emancipating himself from his parents. This move marked a profound change in the direction of his personal and professional life. The impetus behind his decision was the drive to take command of his own destiny and have sole discretion over his finances. The ensuing media frenzy plunged Macaulay into a tumultuous period marked by substance misuse, including prescription drugs. Despite this, he navigated the scrutiny adeptly, with only a 2004 arrest bringing his issues to light. This incident involved charges of marijuana possession and having a controlled substance sans prescription. A startling image of Macaulay emerged in 2012, depicting him as emaciated and clutching an energy drink, causing global fan concern. The once cherubic actor appeared drastically altered, prompting speculation about his well-being. However, Macaulay promptly addressed the rumors, reaffirming his sobriety and dispelling claims of a relapse. Drew Barrymore. Drew Barrymore captured hearts worldwide as the adorable Gertie in the 1982 classic E.T., directed by Steven Spielberg. However, the glare of stardom often comes with a steep cost. Drew's rapid ascent to fame led her down a perilous road that threatened to unravel her achievements. By the tender age of 11, Drew was grappling with alcohol misuse, a startling reality for someone so young. More alarming was her descent into cocaine dependency at just 12 years old. The following year, at 13, Drew's personal turmoil led her to rehab after a suicide attempt. Her struggles with addiction and a self-destructive path resulted in her being ostracized by the Hollywood community, jeopardizing a once bright future in the industry. Drew Barrymore's tumultuous upbringing was significantly influenced by her family environment. Her father, John Drew Barrymore, struggled with alcoholism and violence, while her mother showed a lack of commitment to parenting. These factors contributed to Drew's challenging early years. However, Drew found the strength to seek help and by 16 had completed multiple rehabilitation programs, leading to a semblance of normalcy. She had to make the difficult choice to leave behind her old social life in New York City for a circle of sober companions. Drew's journey was far from smooth as she faced renewed struggles with alcohol following a distressing divorce in 2016. Drew has spoken candidly about turning to alcohol to dull the emotional pain, a battle she describes as walking through the fire to achieve sobriety. Today she has triumphed over her past afflictions and stands as a prominent figure in the entertainment industry. Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger's tale is a heart-wrenching illustration of the tragic consequences that drug misuse can inflict on a flourishing talent. Heath was born in the city of Perth, Australia, on the 4th of April 1979, and he unearthed his passion for performing at a tender age. At merely 10 years old, he took on the role of Peter Pan in a local school play. Having completed high school by 16, Heath, along with his companion Tommy DiCarlo, set off for Sydney, Australia with high hopes for his acting career. In the year 1997, Heath debuted on the big screen with Black Rock. Not long after, he ventured to the United States, and there, his career skyrocketed, especially once he took center stage in the 1999 hit 10 Things I Hate About You. Nonetheless, the part that imprinted his legacy in the hearts of many was none other than the Joker in The Dark Knight, a depiction that is as legendary as the actor himself. Away from the limelight, Heath Ledger's life was far from the success his career depicted. Despite his professional ascent, his personal affairs were in disarray. Reports indicated that Heath was struggling with drug misuse and severe insomnia, managing only 2 hours of sleep nightly. These issues contributed to his premature passing on January 22, 2008, when he was only 28 years old. Heath was discovered lifeless in his bed by his housekeeper and masseuse. Shortly after their discovery, emergency responders declared him deceased. The news of his passing reverberated throughout Hollywood, and the subsequent release of the toxicology report compounded the tragedy. It showed that his death resulted from an accidental overdose of a mix of prescription medications, including painkillers, anti-anxiety medication, and sleep aids. While unverified, there were also claims of Heath's past use of cocaine and heroin. Heath Ledger's life and death serve as a poignant reminder that the roles actors play can sometimes reflect their own personal struggles. Nicole Richie, the progeny of music legend Lionel Richie and a star in her own right, first encountered fame during her childhood and pursued it ever since. Her rise in Hollywood commenced with her participation in The Simple Life, a reality series she led alongside her buddy Paris Hilton. The show catapulted her into fame, making Nicole a well-known figure across Hollywood. However, the glare of the limelight brought with it challenges, as Nicole turned to drugs and alcohol as a means of managing the pressures of her celebrated lifestyle. This lifestyle took a toll on her professional life and personal relationships, culminating in 2007 when she faced arrest for driving dangerously and was sentenced to spend 4 days behind bars. During this challenging time, Nicole experienced a profound realization. She was on a perilous descent, with no means of stopping. Committed to changing her trajectory, Nicole embarked on the difficult road to recovery. In 2008, she entered a rehabilitation facility, ready to face her addiction and the deep-seated issues fueling her reliance on substances. With unwavering resolve, Nicole triumphed over her addiction. She has since dedicated herself to raising awareness about drug abuse, aiming to prevent others from following the destructive path she once walked. Nicole's perseverance allowed her to emerge victorious, transforming her life for the better. Robert Downey Jr. Long before Robert Downey Jr. donned the Iron Man suit and soared to Marvel stardom, he faced personal trials that nearly derailed his acting journey. The roots of these challenges lay in his childhood home. His father, avant-garde director Robert Downey Sr., struggled with addiction and controversially introduced his son to marijuana at just 6 years old. This shared substance use forged an intense connection between them, leading to Robert Jr.'s habitual alcohol consumption. Nonetheless, his talent shone through, and by the mid-1980s, Robert had carved out a niche for himself in Hollywood. His stint on Saturday Night Live paved the way for significant roles in John Hughes' films Weird Science and The Pickup Artist in 1987. Despite his severe substance dependencies, Robert Downey Jr.'s ascent in the film industry was meteoric. His charm and talent earned him widespread acclaim, yet his personal battles began to cast a shadow over his professional life, nearly halting his career entirely. In a particularly alarming incident, a heavily inebriated Robert inadvertently entered a neighbor's residence and collapsed in their bed. His persistent absences from court-ordered drug tests led to a 3-year prison sentence in 1999. Robert served part of this term in a Californian treatment center for substance abuse and the state prison in Corcoran. In 2001, while under parole, Robert Downey Jr. was discovered in a disoriented state on the streets of Culver City, California, without shoes. This unfortunate event led to his arrest and the subsequent loss of his role on Ally McBeal, along with other acting opportunities. Rather than incarceration, the court mandated rehabilitation for the financially destitute actor. Susan Downey, Robert's spouse, recounts that in 2003, faced with an ultimatum, Robert made the pivotal decision to renounce drugs. His determination to overcome his struggles allowed him to regain the affection and support of his fans, leading to an extraordinary revival of his acting career, which is often cited as one of the most remarkable turnarounds in the annals of Hollywood. David Hasselhoff. In 2007, a disheartening video surfaced online showcasing David Hasselhoff, the beloved Baywatch star, in an inebriated condition. Filmed by his daughter Taylor Ann Hasselhoff at their Las Vegas residence, it depicted Hasselhoff on the kitchen floor, clumsily eating a hamburger. This footage shocked many, as Hasselhoff outwardly seemed to be in control, yet it revealed his hidden battle with addiction that was dominating his life. Following the release of this video, Hasselhoff faced a custody dispute that nearly resulted in him losing his 2 teenage daughters. This event was a wake-up call for Hasselhoff, who realized he needed to urgently address his issues and transform his life. David Hasselhoff's initial encounter with rehab due to alcohol issues dates back to 2002. This was followed by a DWI charge in 2004, reflecting his ongoing struggle with intoxication. In 2006, he faced an allegation from British Airways for being excessively inebriated to fly, a claim he disputes. Presently, Hasselhoff is actively addressing his alcohol dependency and has steered clear of adverse media scrutiny recently. It is hoped that he will continue to conquer his personal challenges and maintain his celebrated presence in film. Echoing his sentiments, he states, "I've been looking for freedom," as he welcomed the new year. Anna Nicole Smith. Anna Nicole Smith, the enchanting American model, actress, and TV star, won over countless fans with her engaging charisma and striking looks. She launched her successful career with a Playboy magazine spread in May 1992, quickly becoming an unforgettable icon. Her rise continued as she was honored with the Playmate of the Year title in 1993 and subsequently modeled for renowned fashion labels such as Hennis and Moritz, Heatherette, and Guess. Posthumous investigations revealed that Smith had endured lifelong chronic pain, which unfortunately went undiagnosed by her medical providers. Smith's search for pain relief led her down a tragic path of substance misuse, habitually consuming copious amounts of prescription pain medication. With the help of her lawyer companion, who obtained the medications using fictitious prescription names to keep their use out of public scrutiny, she maintained access to these potent drugs. Tragically, this continuous stream of medication played a significant role in her premature death. The country was plunged into grief on February 8, 2007, when the somber news of her passing was announced. She was said to have passed away due to acute combined drug intoxication. In her quest to alleviate her chronic pain, she inadvertently succumbed to the depths of substance abuse, a battle from which she would not recover. Anna's tragic narrative serves as a stark reminder of the destructive consequences of drug addiction. Amanda Bynes. Rising to fame as a beloved child actor on Nickelodeon's All That, this star's popularity soared even higher when she ventured into the film industry. Her talent became widely recognized after she played significant roles in Big Fat Liar and What a Girl Wants. However, it was her role in She's the Man that led to an unexpected downturn. Completing the film and seeing herself on screen in a male disguise triggered a severe depression that lasted 4 to 6 months due to her dissatisfaction with her appearance. Her growing obsession with how she looked led her to start using Adderall, believing it would help her maintain a slender figure as it was being touted as the new skinny pill. This was a distressing period for Bynes, and it nearly derailed her entire career. Amanda Bynes ventured into the world of substance experimentation, engaging with drugs such as cocaine and ecstasy. This marked a descent into the abyss of drug abuse. During a hiatus from her career, Bynes adopted a lifestyle dominated by substance use, accompanied by erratic social media behavior that nearly derailed her professional life. Fortunately, Bynes has since reclaimed her health and sobriety. She has re-established herself as a prominent figure in the film industry, much to the anticipation of her eager audience who are excited for her return to the cinema. As we've witnessed, the journey through fame can be as perilous as it is dazzling. The stories of these 15 actors are a stark reminder of the battles fought in the shadows of the spotlight. Their struggles with addiction, the trials of recovery, and the resilience they've shown offer us both a warning and inspiration. Now we turn to you, our iconic Inside community. What are your thoughts on the stories shared today? Have you ever faced a challenge that seemed insurmountable? Drop a Z in the comments to share your triumphs over personal battles, and let's support each other in our journeys. If you found value in our video, don't forget to hit that like button. Your support helps us bring more content like this to light. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Iconic Inside and join us on the inside track to the stories behind the stars. Together, let's continue to uncover the truths that lie beneath the surface. Thank you for watching, and remember, every end is a new beginning. Keep shining, Iconic Insiders.